Good to see everyone. Coffee with Cannon. I'm in Juno Beach Park right now. Uh, I was worried it was starting to rain a little bit, so I said, I need an awning to go under, so I can't go to the inlet. So I'll go to Juno Beach Park and I'll talk to you guys from all over the world from Juno Beach Park. So I shouldn't advertise where I am. If there's any haters, I'm in trouble. That's okay. I think I can. I think we just have lovers on this that follow this podcast. So, how's everybody doing? Ronnie, 4 missing persons, PNW. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? Richard Resendez. I'm doing good, Rich. Thanks for asking. I just got my laptop today, so I was busy when I was home setting it up and everything. You have no idea what a disaster that is. Like when you lose all your stuff, all your email, you got to put passwords and all again. So at 4 o'clock this afternoon, Jessica A. Hello, Bill from Naples, Florida. Hi from Sydney, Australia. Richard Resendez. So I got to do all of that with Josh later. Look, I don't want to be complaining, but I like to rant every once in a while. Hi, Bill. Hope you're well. Just finished work and caught the love watching from Northampton, UK. Danielle. Thank you, Danielle. Bozeman, Montana. Wow. Cool. Diane Crouse. Hello. Dan 1. Another day. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Said they used to say that on Sesame Street, right? Oh, who is that guy used to say that? It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood, Jason Coward. Hello, Bill from Sarasota, all on the West Coast. Ontario, Canada's in the house. Linda Computer, hi Bill, good to see you. I'm in New Jersey and you, perfect together. Who is that? Tom Keene, your governor from years ago. That was the theme of New Jersey. It was New Jersey and you, perfect together. Remember that? I remember it. Hi from New Zealand. My God, Sergeant George Eshok is in the house. Mr. Rogers, that's right. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Kel, Nadia Kuzan, Ottawa. Mary Ricketts. You guys watch any of those football games yesterday? America's team went down again to the San Francisco 49ers. Look, Dak Prescott, he's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's so susceptible to throwing interceptions, which he did yesterday, and I think that was the difference in the game. Dallas played tough as hell, but the 49ers are really tough. You know who was really the sleeper in this whole thing, and they didn't give them the credit? The Cincinnati Bengals. They look like they're beastly. And now with Mahomes hurt, he has the high ankle sprain. I don't know if Kansas City's going to be able to beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati could be win the AFC and then potentially win the Super Bowl. Those guys look real tough, And Buffalo was no slouch. And to tell you the truth, I was rooting for Buffalo. I went to Buff State College. I was rooting for the Buffalo Bills. Classy team. We're all rooting for them, but hey, Cincinnati looked like, at least yesterday, they look like the better team. Go Seahawks. The Seahawks are out of it. They are gone. Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks are gone, They went out there early, So, Ray Chul, hey Sergeant Bill, hi, chat. Willez Pony, our hail Supreme Commander from Ocala, Florida. Willez Pony's getting on those horses in the horse farm, working out the horses every morning. Yeah, Ocala, Florida. That's beautiful. Miss Incognito looks like it's not so beautiful. It always looks beautiful here because it's a beautiful place, but it's a little bit cool, and it was drizzling a little bit before, but that's Florida, 1 minute it could be gorgeous, the next minute it could be just pouring raining, and then the sun comes out again. So beautiful view, warm enough. Yeah. Look, I'm not complaining. It's good afternoon, Supreme Commander, mods and chat. Linda Cosma, so good. So guys, I've been a little off my game lately because not having my laptop, I couldn't go on every day and read about what's going on in the Bryan Kohberger case. And the last the last thing I had really looked at was about all of this stuff with the Mad Greek restaurant how there's a witness that says that a former waitress, former server, whatever you want to call her, that he had been in that restaurant, and the reason they remembered him is that Lieutenant Pete's in the house. Good to see you, Lieutenant Pete. The reason they remembered was because he made a big deal about them not cooking his food in anything that had touched, meat or anything, or animal, animal protein, whatever they call it. I don't know. And but the owner of the Mad Greek restaurant says he was never in there. So who do we believe here? Do we believe the People magazine reporter? All the rest of the broadcast media. K.H. Walker, I called the profile for Moscow killer, law enforcement educated type, K.H. Walker. Hey, and you were right on. I looked at there's a lot of behavioral analysts, we call them talking head behavioral analysts, that all made predictions on this. My prediction was correct in some ways and wrong in another. I thought that the killer was going to be a townie. In other words, someone from Moscow, Idaho, that was dissed by the girls and had this rage, and in essence, I mean, it was a male. It was in the age group that I picked, and it was a male filled with rage. However, it wasn't a townie. It was someone that was studying for his PhD in Washington State University, and he lived in about 15 minutes away. Sergeant Georgie, People magazine always want to kick the hornet's nest and make a bogus article. I don't know. I mean, I think he really believed that that it was the truth. That it was, and he still probably does. And is law enforcement going to? They probably should. Are they going to go interview that former waitress, that former server, and see if they can vet her information? Was her information incorrect? Did she make it up? Or did other people see him in there? Car guy, he was bullying people. We started cutting him off from our friend group because he was 100% a different person. Car guy, do you know Bryan Kohberger, or are you just making this up? Look, they're going back deep on Bryan Kohberger. I call that the perpology. If you watch some of my videos, perpology being that we study the perp. And when they go back into his childhood, he seems to have some issues. Let's put it that way. Some deep-seated. The car guy's going with the New York Post story. Okay. He seems to have some deep-seated psychological problems that go back many, many years. Did his parents notice this stuff? Or was it just, I think he had two aunts that were interviewed, and they talked about his weirdness regarding his diet, how they had to get all new pots before he would eat any of their food because he wouldn't eat anything that touched. Miss Incognito saw in a group today that Kohberger may have been doing an internship with law. He applied for one. Whether he got an internship, I don't know if he did, but he did apply for an internship. We're all anxiously awaiting for more information to come out. Everyone thought that the results of the search warrant on his apartment in the Washington State area, Pullman, I believe it was called Pullman, the area he lived. We were all counting on that to be the smoking gun that was going to tell us so much about him. And it did tell us a lot. Law enforcement has his computer. What do they know right now that none of the rest of us know? There's got to be, I feel like I'm repeating this expression, a treasure trove of information in that computer. There's got to be. What was he searching? Did he have some weird online searches? Was he trying to... Shelley Stewart said that when he moved to his apartment, his father asked the neighbors to make friends with him because he was antisocial. It's sort of tough to ask people to make friends with someone who's antisocial, right? I'm usually I'm usually friendly to people who are friendly to me. If people aren't friendly to me, I really don't, at this stage of my life, I don't go out of my way to be friendly with them. I'm not looking for new friends, but if they're friendly to me, then I'll reciprocate their friendliness and be friendly back. However, it's some people aren't friendly for a reason, and that usually tells you hands off, right? I don't want to. K-Me, hello, good morning. If someone is not friendly, they probably just are standoffish, or they want to be private. They want their privacy, Jackie, makes me incensed it's all being directed in a childhood drama common. We all had that. Yeah, something, everyone has what I call the human condition. We're all subject to the human condition. We all bleed when we're cut, right? Our feelings are hurt when someone hurts our feelings, right? So all of that, we're all subject to that. No one's immune to that, right? Everyone's subjected to mean kids when they're younger. Kids that tease you, kids that bully you. That existed when I was a kid too. Probably to a greater extent that it exists now, There was so much bullying going on. I remember, and it wasn't so bad for me, but prior generations, the varsity football team where I went to high school, years before me, they used to beat the shit out of the junior varsity. And the coaches turned a blind eye to it. Could you imagine coaches this day and age, turning a blind eye to the varsity players, beating up the junior varsity players, and doing really some horrific stuff to them? And that doesn't exist anymore, because as soon as, well, I shouldn't say it doesn't exist, it exists, but as soon as coaches or adults or teachers find out about that, they're all over it. They're all over it. Poker 26. Everyone gets jealous of seeing these damn palm trees. I love palm trees. It does. Palm trees gives you that feeling like, oh, he's in a tropical climate. Look at those palm trees, right? It's like seeing a big oak tree in the Northeast. You're like, oh, looks cold, especially when there's no leaves and there's nothing, it's a bare tree. But oak gives you a sense of strength and everything, but still, these palm trees give you that. Northern California comes for another beach and palm tree chat with the Supreme Commander. Love it, makes a Monday better. Well, East Coast girls are hip. I really dig those styles they wear. And the Southern girls, with the way they talk, it makes a boyfriend. I don't know the words from that. Go down there. I wish they all could be California. Wish they all could be California girls. I went off key too, because I don't know the words too well to that song. But Beach Boys, love the Beach Boys. I played the song and the video in my class when I was teaching college. I may not always love you, long as there are stars above you. You never need to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it. God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you. And if you ever leave me, life would still go on, believe me. The world could do nothing to me, but what else could living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. You know something, I played that tune to a class of all black and Hispanic kids, and it was that great video where they have all these different artists. They loved that tune. They loved it. And here's like this white band, the Beach Boys, and they just loved the tune. KB, Jesus, this is horrible. What's so horrible? Someone said this is horrible. Oh my God. Should I do something else? Was I singing off key? This is horrible. So guys, getting back to the Bryan Kohberger thing, there hasn't been a lot of new information out of late, and we're gonna keep following it as soon as there are. I know that some of the information coming out now, they gotta verify it, because this whole story about the Mad Greek restaurant, the owner now is saying that it's not true. So what do we think, guys? law enforcement can't really verify this stuff because there's a gag order from the judge, right? There's a Kim Allison, good to see you. There's a gag order from the judge, so they can't confirm or deny this information. So we just have to stay on our game. Sergeant Georgie, Shelley Stewart, we can only wait until June 26th. That's a hell of a lot of time, you know, June 26th. And the defense is busy investigating all of the evidence that the prosecution has. So, Jackie, thanks for addressing my comment from Nottingham, UK. We got the Major Oak Sherwood Forest Robin Hood territory. Robin Hood. Take from the rich and give to the poor, right? That was Robin Hood. Kim Alliston, good to see you. Hi, Richella. Phil Leo is in the house. So, anyone following Northern California Cubs, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. A tip for your singing, loved it. Thank you, Northern California Cubs. Anyone following the Murdoch case down in South Carolina? The trial starts today, and it's such really a twisted, horrific case where the Murdoch, who's on trial, he is being charged with killing his son and his wife. Just a horrific case. And besides that, he may have also killed his house cleaner. Jury selection today. I was listening to the jury selection. Very tough to get a jury there because the Murdoch family, they were what's called as the general solicitor in that area of South Carolina for over 100 years. That's a fancy term for like district attorney's office. Their family ran the county basically. And then they had a Murdoch Malete, some big jury selections and prelims and trials this week. Yes, Maya Malete, her husband, I forget his first name, he's going on trial for her murder. They never ever found her body. Just crazy. Shelley Stewart, yes, the Murdochs were a big law family down in South Carolina. And the son, I guess he was about 23 or 24 years old. He was drunk and operating a boat. And a girl that was about 20, 21 years old, she flew into the water and perished and died. And her family was suing the Murdochs. And that son was the one who was killed, charged by the father, of course. And he also, we believe, killed his wife. And then we're hearing all this other horrific stuff that he was involved in all kinds of drugs. The housekeeper, who also wound up dead, the family settled like a $4 million lawsuit against the Murdochs, and he stole the money. So it's just like, you can't top the hits. And then he hired a family member to shoot him so his other son would get the insurance. It's a twisted, convoluted mess of craziness. And I wish I had my notes here. Lorraine Lawrence, it's an odd case, Murdoch. Absolutely. Carol Ebert, good to see you. Poker, yes, another narcissist. But you can't believe, that old expression, truth is stranger than fiction. It's so true, because here's this guy from this powerful family, a multi-millionaire. They run the county down there, and he does these horrific crimes. And I would imagine, beautiful mind, a lot of families are hurting because of this man. What's his first name? Is it Paul Murdoch? I forget his first name. I don't have my notes with me. There's a horrible case. I know we shouldn't prejudice, but I feel, when the it's pretty insane, Willez. Yeah, he's being charged. His wife and his son were shot with two different guns. The son was shot with a shotgun, and the wife was shot with a rifle. Both of those guns are owned by the Murdoch family, and they were shot on their property of their hunting lodge. Alec Murdoch. That's it, Maui. Thank you so much. Again, I don't have my notes in front of me. Phil and I covered this case about a year ago, and then we got away from it. There's a guy down there, his last name's Alan, A-L-A-N, who has done an amazing job with covering this case, both with the research he's done on it and the videoing. He's amazing. Yeah, Alec Murdaugh, and the family, it's a bunch of lawyers, a powerful law firm, and the family's been somewhat, I can't imagine that they're backing. The murdered son's name is Paul, that's right. I can't imagine that they're standing behind Alec with the family at this point. I think Alec and his wife accidentally tripped the maid. So that's what it says, but the maid wound up going down the stairs and she died. And her family sued, and I believe they were awarded over $4 million, and that money mysteriously disappeared. Annie, oh yes, I just got my laptop today. I'm going to have a session with Josh this afternoon, and hopefully I'll be ready to go as of tomorrow night. Quantum Potential, Bill needs to write and sing songs about all the bad people being hauled off to the gallows. Yes, there is another son, Susie Chapstick, and that son was the one who allegedly Alec killed his wife and his other son to get his second son the contents of the life insurance policy. And Alec, supposedly early on in this case, they said, oh, he has an alibi that he couldn't have been at the location where the son, Paul Murdaugh, and his mom were shot to death. And I think that right early on, that was seen as a smokescreen. Shelley Stewart, you're so engaged with the chat, Bill. It's great. Thank you. Susie Chapstick, love that name, Susie. Hope you got that chapstick if you're in a cold climate. You know what I used to always get chapped lips? When we would work in anti-crime, we would be in a car like 6 or 8 hours a night, and the heat would give you chapped lips, and because you're jumping out of the car, jumping back in the car, and your lips were always chapped from sitting in a car for 6 to 8 hours in the cold weather. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, Susie Chapstick. Grandma, he also embezzled an obscene amount of money from the law firm. The guy was money driven, thus the murder of the son and wife. But Grandma, why did he need all this money? There's got to be some story of alcohol abuse or drug abuse. I never heard of any like sex angle. That hasn't come out. But there's got to be some kind of alcohol or drug abuse, because how does he steal millions and just go through it, you know? Willis Pony, drugs, yeah, it has to be, right? What was his drug of choice? Did they come up with that? Diane Krause, yes, drugs. The Murdoch Murders podcast, very recommendable. Yes, the guy, we had him on our show, actually. His last name's Alan, and he was excellent. And opiates, Linda Cosmo, okay. You know, that's opiates and fentanyl and all these other things that's coming up. Musical Mary, did you ever watch Blue Bloods? Yes, I have. My favorite police show of all time, though, is The Wire out of Baltimore. I thought that was fantastic. So true to life. The language, the writing, the acting, everything in that show was fantastic. So to me, the best cop show ever made on television. Linda Cosmo, the prosecutor, said he's addicted to opiates. Poker 26, drugs, 110 in Lexington. Poker 26, I made my first gun collar on 110 in Lexington when I was in NSU. I was a rookie cop, and I grabbed a guy with a .38 caliber revolver. He had it in the pocket of his sweatshirt, and that was my first gun collar of my police career. 110 in Lexington. 110 in Lexington was an open-air drug market. It was crazy, you know. I don't think it still is. I'm sure there's drugs there now, but back then, 1985, it was an open-air drug market. Linda Live, police off the cuff, Sergeant Bill. Janie, Sergeant Bill, did you ever watch Davinsky's Inquest out of Canada? Jameen Erges, I have not, but I'll look it up. Look, there's so many great, remember we going back to Poker 26, I was there in 1986. So I beat you by a year. I was there in 85. Doug Glover, why do you think Ethan's car has not been released to the family? It could be that they're keeping it for evidentiary purposes right now. I'm sure it will be released once they determine they don't need it. But as of now, there's no rush. Every time the police do something that's questioned by the public, or by why did you do this, why did you do that, they're criticized. So maybe they're being extra careful now with the vehicles that were parked in front of that house. I always thought that one of the eeriest pictures I've ever seen was when they had the house and all the cars had been removed, and you could see where the cars were parked based on the snow around the cars, and no snow where the cars were parked. And I always thought that was it was a very eerie picture, like there used to be cars there, and those cars belonged to the murdered victims. And I just thought it was so telling, Look at that house, and look at where the cars used to be. It tells a big picture, Jermaine Ergas, will the DA ever offer a plea deal in the Idaho case? I think that probably not, because this is a death penalty case. And I think they may, because of the horrific nature and 4 people killed in one incident, I think there's a very good chance that they're going to go for the death penalty in this case. So the only thing he could plead on is lifetime without parole. And we've already heard the Gonsalves family say that they want him to get the death penalty. So I think the district attorney will confer with the families prior to, look, that's provided, again, Bryan Kohberger is innocent to proven guilty, providing he is found guilty after trial, or in what you've just suggested, if he takes a plea, if he wants to plead guilty. Again, we haven't been privy. I'm perfectly imperfect. Even if they offer, he's too arrogant to accept it. Possibly, possibly. One of the things that I've repeated numerous times is that we don't know 1/10 of the evidence that the police have. So to talk like we're experts, or to act like the media knows, everything about this case, and that they keep reporting on things that they don't necessarily have the information on, and all the talking heads talk about behavioral analysis, and why did he do this, and where did this come from, and has he killed before? There's a big question that a lot of people want to ask. Has he killed before? Lead alive, exactly, Sergeant Bill. So we have to be patient. Susie Chapstick, in my opinion, yes, he's guilty, because of course all these defense attorneys and all these talking heads can argue that the knife sheath with the touch DNA, that doesn't say, that DNA could have been on there for a year, but how did the knife sheath get in the bed? The knife sheath with his DNA on it. How did that happen? I think it's hard to explain that. Aurora Knight, BCK was only in the house 6 minutes. How in the hell do you kill with a knife and stabbing multiple times, 4 individuals, 2 different floors in 6 minutes? Very simply, how long do you think it takes? If he had like a 12-inch knife, one stab each to the chest, to the heart area, you're dead. How long does that take? I mean, I love all these theories that you guys with no experience with violence make up these, how could he do it so quickly, How long do you think it takes? Mezzi Mom, you predicted a 49ers win, Supreme Commander. Believe me, I'm not a good football picker. I don't gamble, but I sort of felt the 49ers were a better team than the Dallas Cowboys. So don't ever take my advice and bet, because I'm not a good, I don't gamble, put it that way, Heather, whatever, hey 49ers, sips of coffee. Hello everyone, I'll listen from here. They hit rewind for the replay. Guys, 355 in the chat, 134 with the thumbs up. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Police Off the Cuff, please go on our YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell. If you want to support us, we have a Patreon with 3 different levels, and we have, I just saw someone new in the chat that joined our YouTube channel. You can go on our YouTube channel, and we have, count them, 5 different levels, and if you want to support us, we appreciate you. I can see all the folks with the green font. They're part of our YouTube channel, and we appreciate them tremendously, guys. So this whole, the whole, it's a little weird being away from this because, as you guys know, I don't want to advertise it all, but my laptop went down, and you get a little crazy, you get a little nervous, because I'm used to touching base with you guys, all the time, and then I'm away for a few days, and I have touch base relative to coming on the air with my gimbal here and doing these Coffee with Cannon shows, Backyard Beverage, Bitchin' with Bill. Someone said beachin' with Bill. The beach is straight ahead over there. Probably it's super windy today on the beach. That's why I wouldn't even laugh out loud. Love it, Zooey 143. I wouldn't try to go out. I needed an awning over me because it looked like it was going to rain. And then if it's quantum potential, you want me to sing more songs, and someone said that's horrible. I must have been right. Someone said it was a troll. It was a troll. It was one of our haters' trolls. Magical Mary, you'll be up and running soon. Sarah Oakley, love the locale, Bill. Yeah, I do too. I think it's so beautiful. I think my wife's going to come and visit me this Thursday or Friday. I can't wait. My wife has a serious job, and she sometimes can't get away. And then other times she can sneak away. So I'm hoping she can get down here, So, Willis, this is great. Beachin' with Bill, Supreme Commander sings. Beachin' with, you guys make up the names, I said Backyard Beverage, Coffee with Cannon, Bitchin' with Bill. And then someone said, no, beachin', because you're always on the beach. Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much. I see a Juno Beach police car. He's looking at me like I'm crazy talking into this device, the Juno Beach, from what I hear, the Juno Beach police chief is a former NYPD lieutenant. I don't know his last name, but he's a friend of mine who's a sergeant, and I won't out him. It's his brother-in-law. So I was like, it's a small world, And in Jupiter, Florida, there's so many NYPD that are down here now, which I feel gives me great comfort to know my compadres live down here, And Heather, whatever, nice. Yeah, isn't that cool? I like that. Hoping to move to Sarasota area in 18 months, Poker 26. Steve Welbert, was there snow outside the house? If so, were there footprints to cast? We don't know that because the police have never released the information they have relative to the crime scene of 11/22. They've never released that information. Could there be footprints? Absolutely. We know that there was a bloody footprint inside the house made with a Van shoe that had a diamond imprint on the bottom of the shoe. Now, the police will be busy matching that up to a shoe or shoes that they recover from Bryan Kohberger's house, the search warrant at his apartment. If they match that up, and I spoke to you guys about evidence, I spoke about class characteristics and individual characteristics. I've described that so many times. I feel like you guys are saying, Duty Ron says there was no snow on the ground on 11/13/22. So Duty Ron has all that information. So, but in the house there was a bloody footprint. But the bloody footprint was JJ. Thank you for the $3 super chat. The bloody footprint was raised up using a chemical, and that's how they were able to get it to show up. And it was recovered the second day of the processing of the crime scene. So. Irish Hewlett, I didn't see shoes taken under the unsealed warrant. I did not either. I didn't see that either. So maybe they didn't recover it. But we don't know. He could have had those shoes in his parents' house in Pennsylvania, right? They could have recovered it then. They didn't release what was recovered in the search warrant. They didn't release that. What was recovered in the search warrant in the Pennsylvania house. So there's a potential that they did recover that. So Barbie Ogden, gambling problem. Oh, you're talking about Murdoch case again, Alec Murdoch. Yeah, well, he's got multiple problems, you know. Anyone that cold-bloodedly kills their wife and their son has got huge issues, and then hires a brother-in-law or another relative to shoot and kill him so he can get the life insurance for his other son. I mean, the guy's off his rocker, right? Duty Ron is in the house. Heather whatever is in the house. Guys, this is of course police off the cuff, real crime stories, but we call this show so many more things because we talk to so many more people. Backyard beverage, bitchin' with Bill and beachin' with Bill in Juno Beach parking lot. We're beaching. Mystique, good to see you, Mystique. 384 in the chat. Let's hit 400. 179 with the thumbs up. Guys, we need more thumbs up. We need more. Where's the girl who was on the chat the other day, was from India? And I said, India has one of the hugest populations in the universe. Can't you just get 1 million new subscribers to watch this show? I'll send it out. Duty Ron, thank you for the $10 super chat. We need more bitching with Bill. Jameem Ergis, Sergeant Bill on location. Greetings from Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Hey, you're going to run into Mark DeMeo. Mark DeMeo should be down in Las Vegas now. He's going to be a new comic on the strip. Mark will be performing all over the Las Vegas strip. So let me know if anyone runs into him. Magical Mary, Kira Lynn, sounds nice. Yeah, I used to do stand-up. I did it for 7 years, and it's really hard. It's really tough to do, you know. And I really enjoyed it, but then when COVID hit, it became such it was such a hustle to go, you know. You couldn't go into the city. If you went into the city, you know, no one was coming to the shows. The clubs were closed. You had to do. I was doing stand-up. Yes, Janine, I did do stand-up for 7 years, and I did acting for like about 5-6 years. So yeah, during COVID, it was so hard to do stand-up. All the clubs were closed. So what was happening? You were doing shows online, via Zoom and stuff, and it wasn't the same thing. You know, you tell a joke, you can't tell if it worked or not because no one's you can't hear the laughter. You know, Poker 26, you're a legend. Thank you so much. So yeah, I tried it. Will I ever go back to it? I don't know. I was decent. I wasn't great. I was decent. I was learning the craft. And to learn how to be a stand-up comic, Michael C., yes, I did bodyguard for a while. I bodyguarded Arnold Schwarzenegger a bunch of times. A bunch of other people. But I used to have my own security company at one point. I tried everything, you know. But Duty Ron, Dana Hughes, hi from Wales, UK. Good to see you, Dana. Guys, 388 in the chat. Can we hit 400? Get 12 of your friends. Call them up. Tell them to come on the show right now. Zoe 143, a jack of all trades, a master of none, as they say, right? Jack of all trades, a master of none. I hear someone's voice. Oh, it's the cop behind me. I think there's going to be a raid. You see the officer's car there? There you go. Oh, there you go. I thought there was going to be a raid on me. There you go, the Juneau police. I heard his voice. Upvoted. Hi, Bill, UK. Jeanette, good to see you, Jeanette. Yeah, so 384, we just dropped down to. I asked you guys to get more people, and we dropped down to. So, guys, police off the cuff, real crime stories, backyard beverage, bitching with Bill, beaching with Bill, ranting with. I need a rhyme for that. Ranting with Cannon. I don't know. What are we gonna say? Charisma. I like that name, Charisma. That's a pretty cool name. I had a girl in my class once. Her name was Charisma. I think she spelled it different though than you did. But Ocean Girl 505. Hello from New Mexico, USA. Phil Leo, do you remember the name of the cooking school you and Mrs. Supreme Commander went to in Italy? it was called Philadelphia, but I understand that the owner sold the property. I don't know, when the economy went south. Philadelphia was the name of it, but he I don't think the owner owns the place anymore. I don't know if the new person who bought it was a winery and a cooking school, and it was amazing. And that's where I met the famous blues guitarist James Burns from Vancouver. Duty Ron, Sergeant Bill, I got tossed one time when I was doing a duck pond walk. Nussa County touched me live on the air. That's great. That's great. I don't think the Juneau police are going to toss me here. Although, you know something, every time I travel with the gimbal, the Homeland Security people open up my suitcase, and they think the gimbal's like a weapon of mass destruction or something. Like they've never seen it before. And I see the guy ready to, and I have that, what's that called? The TSA pass, where you don't have to go through, you don't have to take your shoes off, and they sort of, you're pre-screened. But they always want to open my damn suitcase and see what this gimbal is. And I laugh and I say, guy, it's not a weapon of mass destruction. It's a gimbal. It's used to you know, shoot videos. And then they open it and then they laugh. Like they don't know that by searching people's luggage every day. They don't know what a gimbal is. But, you know, there's no courtesy among TSA with law enforcement whatsoever. I've never ever heard anyone though pull over a TSA guy and have him say, I'm on the job. I think a cop would laugh himself to death if a TSA guy ever said I'm on the job, because they give zero courtesy to law enforcement. It's like, even if you ever get chosen for enhanced search, they say, okay, you got to go, you got to get tossed, and they're patting you down. And I've said, dude, I'm a retired NYPD homicide sergeant. You're really choosing me? Do you think I look like a terrorist? You're really choosing me for enhanced, more searching than the average person? Oh, you are? Okay, very nice. So as I said, they have no reciprocal courtesy whatsoever, you know. Anyone else that's out there in law enforcement can enhanced search. Wow, what a term. Yeah, that's when sometimes they'll take you in a back room and they'll give you an enhanced search, you know. Well, how many times, I don't know how many times it took me to learn that you can't bring a shaving cream that's, you know, that's like 6 ounces or something, because they'll take it from you. That could potentially be a weapon of mass destruction. But the smaller one, no. Smaller one, that can't be a weapon of mass destruction. So you got to bring the small, and even a toothpaste. If the toothpaste is too big, they'll take the toothpaste from you. It's like, I don't know. Where is that coming from? Where's that? Is that part of their TSA training? I don't know. But if anyone doesn't have that TSA where you can pay for it, it costs $100, and you get screened earlier, and they don't you know, you don't have to take off your shoes, you don't have to take off your belt, you don't have to take your laptop out, because you're pre-screened. So Jameen, yeah, ever since the shoe bomber, I guess, yeah, that's true. And the shoe bomber was stopped by some people on that plane. That crazy guy had a bomb in the sole of his shoe. Naomi McFarlane, I forgot to take my shoes off and they made me go to a tube and scanned, yeah. Oh, good grief, what are you going to do? Lori Martin, D love of God, yes, kudos to Duty Ron. You guys are all Duty Ron fans too, right? Stephen Sanderson, evening all. Hello, it's evening, it's daytime here. But wherever you are, it could be evening. So guys, this is Coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage, bitching with Bill. I'm glad you guys joined me this afternoon. Sorry I couldn't have the ocean scene because it was a little too windy and it was raining before. But I did the second best, as long as you guys can see the palm trees. Stephen Sanderson, I'm in Scotland, bro. Cool. Danielle, pretty soon we'll have to walk through naked. Yeah. Hi, Bill, I'm late, but here, #1 fan, Pauline Buckles. Good to see you. Off the Cuff and Duty Ron, both great shows. Poker 26, thank you, buddy. Always good to see you. Zoe 143, Vancouver here. Vancouver is a beautiful, beautiful city, you know. Big bucks though, right? Don't a lot of Asians go to Vancouver and just suitcases of cash and buy the houses cash? That's what I heard. I see an awful lot of Mercedes Benzes in Vancouver. You know. Ava Hackshaw, Jimin Shop, Union Square. Sergeant George Ishak, I don't trust the ocean. I'm more of a swimming pool type, Sergeant Bill. Hey, the ocean can be rough. You got to be careful, right? Bill, 62 degrees here in Tampa. Wind makes it feel a lot cooler. Zoe 143, Poker 26. All you guys, great to see everybody. I'm so glad you came by today. And as I said, I just got my new laptop today, so I don't think I'm going to go on tonight, but I think tomorrow is a good shot, you know. And I got to thank my wife for giving up her laptop to me, you know, because I told her I have an emergency. My laptop's Kaputsky, and actually my laptop happens to be still under warranty. What was the chances of that, right? But then you talk to a technician, and he's in some other country, and I can't understand a word he's saying. So I'm like, this is crazy, man. I mean, what is this? Why can't you get someone that speaks with a clear English, that speaks English clearly? You know what I mean? It's so, I don't know. They can't have those technicians here in this country that speak clearly. Sergeant Bill, for your show and bringing us the down low. Same with Dell. Yeah, they're all like that, right? Dell. I have actually a Lenovo, and just without warning, it just went DOA the other night, right during the show, you know? DOA, I'm using cop lingo. Dead on arrival, you know? It actually played for a while, and poor Mike Geary was left to improv. Mike had to improv by himself, and he did a hell of a job, you know? Yeah, you need a family IT person. Well, we have Josh. Josh is in California. Without Josh, I'd be in deep shit, as they say. You need a Mac. I am enjoying my stay in Florida. Love it down here. Mike Geary is great. Everyone loves Mike Geary, you know. My laptop went DOA, that's for sure. But they're going to try to fix it because it's under warranty, you know. So, you know, they never want to fix it themselves. They want to make you part of the repair. Oh, we'll send you this. You download this. You download. I don't want to be involved in that. I have a warranty. Just take the thing and fix it and tell me when it's done, you know? Like they want me to be involved in fixing my laptop. You know, it's crazy, you know? Because they pay them half the amount of the money. Yeah, that's with the technicians that are in the other countries. Josh, I don't know, Josh is pretty busy. He's a pretty busy guy, you know? But everyone needs a computer guy, you know? You can't... Pauline Buckle, same here. I don't want to fix my own computer. Bill, did you like the beach with Bill title? Someone from chat brought it up. I loved it, Josh. In fact, you can name this, let's see, Bryan Kohberger discussing the case, beaching with Bill. Josh, if you could do that, right? Unless I beat you, I beat you home and I do it. But isn't Duty Ron at work? Hey, what are you doing an investigation on Duty Ron for? You want his bosses to hear this? Isn't he at work? Maybe he is. Duty Ron's a hard worker, you know. So I saw Richella and Lieutenant Pete, but I don't see them anymore. They must have they must have booked out. Barbara George, the technician, is probably some 5-year-old. Yeah, I don't know about that. You never know, but could be. Guys, I'm at 49 minutes right now, so I got one more minute. I want to... Mary McElveen, in my community, I have a computer guy. Wow, pretty cool. Dede Esquiero, absolutely agree, seems most IT support out of the country. Every time I call customer service, same problem, don't resolve my issues. Yeah, they want you to fix it. You know, it's like... I can't fix it. That's why I got you. That's why I paid for the higher level warranty. You know, and then the other night I was on the phone with the guy for like 2 hours. And more frustration. And see my hair? I have less hair than I had the other night. But it's nuts. I know a guy who knows a guy. I know this guy that knows a guy. A laptop fell off the back of a truck. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that. Barbecue would be awesome. Heather, whatever. Linda Uribe, a cop's wife. I have a guy that knows a guy. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you very soon.